Montgomery's my nigga, Montgomery's my nigga. When my uncle was living, he couldn't babysit me for long, cause he might pop and turn somebody high top to a Gumby right in front of me, and I'ma need to get blood wiped out my onesie, my nigga. Montgomery's my nigga, Montgomery's my nigga. Sometimes I wanna just die, sometimes I just wanna cry rivers, but I gotta stay alive for my mother, my son, and my sister, my daughter, my wisdom. All that I have is all that I give them. I fuck with you, respect you. You fuck with me, respect me. You come for me, expect me. I'm at you. To me, that shit is natural. See, that's just the universe working, boy. It's natural. See, that's just the universe working, boy. I fuck with you, respect you. Fuck with me.
What's up, y'all? It's Jay Moore. Finally getting back with y'all. It's been a little minute. I kind of had to take a week off, man. I had to kind of, I'm gonna just for those of y'all that remember, I had a case last Monday. She claimed that she was not going to grant my motion to dismiss. She could change her mind privately later and surprise me, but I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. These people are very hard to read. I do know that I placed really strong evidence on the record, and I know I made them think. But unfortunately, it didn't go the way I was planning, and I'll explain why that kind of happened. I think where I messed up. The reason I played that song is because I kind of took it a little further than I wanted to, But my man said, he said the F word, but I'm trying to clean my language up a little bit. So, but, at the end he says, you mess with me, respect me. I mess with you, respect you. So, y'all know what that means. If somebody's, wants to show you respect, then, then I'm gonna mess with you automatically, cause, that's all I really need from a person. That'll go a long way, And then, but then he turned around, he says, you come at me, expect me. I'm at you. To me, it's just natural. He's also saying, I'm not going to tolerate nobody violating me in any kind of way. And in this situation we talking about here, we talking about our rights, people. We are being horribly violated. And I just got frustrated at the end. So one of my last questions to the judge, my last two questions, I said, did you enter a lawful order regarding this child support order? And I don't even know what she said because, I knew whatever she said was going to be some bull anyway, so I didn't even really pay attention. Then I turned around. That was okay. I could have left it there and not thought I did any damage to myself. But then I turned around and said, are you allowed to sit on a case where you have a financial interest? And I think that got a couple people a little upset. And not necessarily her, because I actually think she knows what I mean when I say that. But like the little clerk guy and the lawyer, he just probably thought I had really lost it. Like now he's accusing her of being on the take or something. But it's true. But those guys, they seem like it really created a little fuss there. And I wasn't even really thinking about it at the time, because I was trying to prove my point about separation of powers, is that you are not allowed to sit in on a case where you have a financial interest and there is a clear financial interest that you have connected to child support. That was really the point I was trying to get across, but that's not how I asked it. And anyways, so I don't know how bad that pissed her off. I don't think it's gonna sway her decision, but if I gotta go in there again, she might, it might be a little bit more uncomfortable. I don't know. I had my recorder in there and I forgot my recorder. I went back in to grab it, and the guy starts freaking out. You got a recorder? You got to give that up. What? call the deputies, and had the deputies running down there and all that because I didn't want to give them the recorder back. I'm asking them, I'm like, man, just go ask the judge. I told them in my affidavit I was going to bring this. They didn't say nothing, so I brought it. And, he refused to do that. It was just, he made a big deal out of nothing. But, anyways, that was kind of how it went for me. Now, what did I use? And I'm going to break down what I used, where I messed up, and why. I think it's still I'm not going to say it's a valid argument. It is a correct argument. And that's the separation of powers argument. Let's see here. So yeah, anyways, I kind of had tolerated enough of the way they was, they were messing with me, and that the judge interrupted me a lot, cut me off a lot. I was trying to be very respectful, and I told her that. I said, I'm trying to be respectful, and she just gave me a hard time and when I mean a hard time, it's just that they act like they don't know anything. Like you just sound like an idiot. They didn't receive anything that you filed. They gotta look for that. They don't know what you're talking about. They just and so instead of being able to argue fluently, they're jamming you up constantly with just ignorance, and it's frustrating. So I kind of got knocked off my square a little bit with that. But here's the argument. Here's the deal. If you haven't seen this case, this is in the Supreme Court. It is excuse me. It's called Holmberg versus Holmberg. You'll find it. It's on the internet. As far as I know, it is not overturned. It really can't. It can't be overturned. So I would be shocked if somehow it was. But I mean, if you guys read it, you really gotta, you really gotta decipher a lot of these words they're using here, because they're just very tricky, because this is a case that says, because of, look, it's right here, the administrative child support process created by Minnesota statute blah 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 violates the separation of powers doctrine by infringing on the district court's original jurisdiction, by creating a tribunal which is not inferior to the district court, and by permitting child support officers to practice law. Therefore, the statute is unconstitutional. Now, if you know, Amin Osiris has pointed out several different violations of the Constitution, actually, that child support is violating. And this is one that he's pointed out: separation of powers. And in the whole thing is here that they're using, where is it at? Administrative law judges. This is basically the whole crutch of the case. They're using these administrative law judges to conduct child support proceedings, and they're saying it violates separation of powers, because basically an administrative law judge is out of the executive branch. It's an administrative judge for executive matters, plain and simple. I'm sure if you look it up, it'll say something about it. It's someone who operates out of the executive branch, pretty sure. And then also, it talks about, infringing on the original jurisdiction of the court as well, because, because of what, child support is considered domestic relations. Domestic relations is something that arises out of equity according to the law. So you're supposed to automatically be before a judge first and foremost. You're not supposed to be before any type of inferior. Well, there's nothing. There's just a judge, period. There's, at the original jurisdiction. So the lowest judge, but a judge. That is the only person you're supposed to be seeing in some type of family matter or family law matter. So anyways, so the Now, one of the reasons I messed up is because the attorney, I thought, like I told you guys, I thought maybe they were going to pull some slick move where the attorney went to my priorly scheduled hearing where I wasn't going to be because they had adjourned it to last Monday. So, but that didn't happen. He was there. I was surprised because he always is complaining about how he's not a party to the action. And I'm like, I gotta try to explain to him how he is the Title 4D agency's attorney. So you represent the agency. That would mean I would need to serve you. And I don't think the dude's playing stupid anymore. I think he just doesn't understand what's going on. And they must be telling him to show up, just show up. But he probably just, he doesn't even understand why he's got to come. Like, I don't know. But anyways, his argument was that, oh yeah, they were using administrative law judges, and as far as I know, they're still enforcing child support in Minnesota. That was like his argument. And, I'm like, wow, I just was already kind of thrown off by that point. I didn't really recover. I still did well considering what you got to deal with in there. I did well, but I didn't get my argument in rebut because I could have shut that down. I could have explained that an administrative law judge operates out of the executive branch, and this Minnesota child support statutes still require a member of the executive branch to conduct child support proceedings. So nothing has changed. It is still separation of powers. They just committed a fraud, basically, and acted like they were and they switched some names around. It's crazy. I'm gonna show you guys in a second. So anyways, that's how it went. She said that my motion was denied. So I'm about to go hard actually. And really I'm not gonna leave him really any room out